Look, there's a lot of football on tap this weekend, obviously. The Mazi Smith story yesterday, had a chance to talk to some people involved, and I know that there's a lot of questions out there, and I can answer many of them, I would imagine, probably not to everyone's satisfaction, but at least give some insight into some of what happened. I asked you if you had any questions for people involved, and you texted them to me, so I was able to get answers to some, if not all of those. So, like I said, I don't expect it to be to everybody's satisfaction, but maybe it will help with understanding some of what's going on. Like, what question do you want to lead with?
Well, I mean, because I know because there's more information that has come out since I texted you some questions. So, I mean, the biggest question that I have about it is, why was he not taken into custody that morning after he was pulled over for speeding? Then they realize he doesn't even have a driver's license on him. And on top of that, he's got a gun in the car that he doesn't have a license for either. So those three things combined, I'm not sure why you're not taken into custody, because it's the gun thing. Look, and again, this is nothing against the kid. I think he seems like a great kid. You get pulled over for speeding. I've been pulled over for speeding. Sometimes you get the ticket. Sometimes you don't get the ticket. Cops let you off. That's fine. If I get pulled over for speeding and I don't have my license, I'm in trouble. I'm definitely getting the ticket, and I'm probably getting another ticket citation because I don't have my driver's license. But if on top of that, you've got a gun in the car, and you don't have an updated license for it, because it had been applied for it and it hadn't arrived yet, I don't understand how you're not just taken into custody at that point when you compare that to, say, the Imani Bates thing, and it was all handled right away and was taken into custody, and that's why they had the quick turnaround with the Imani Bates thing. And the prosecutor said, well, this is different because he wasn't taken into custody and it wasn't kept for a period of time, so that's why this was dragged on longer.
So here is the answer, and this is from a source inside law enforcement familiar with the case. All right. Bates was driving a vehicle not registered to him and had an unregistered firearm under the driver's seat. He was arrested leaving a questionable neighborhood with no identification on him at all. He was arrested and held in custody, which means the prosecutor will review the case in the morning, and he will be arraigned in front of a judge in the morning. Smith was arrested but not held in custody. He was released pending authorization of charges. This is how 90% of arrests are handled. Smith would have been booked, fingerprinted, and released, again, like 90% of arrests. If you are arrested and released pending authorization, the paperwork or warrant packet is sent from the police to the prosecutor's office, where it sits in a pile until the assistant prosecutors can review the cases and either authorize or deny charges. The actual Washtenaw County prosecutor only reviews the top 1% of cases. Other than that, they wait in a pile. To be honest, the turnaround from early October until now is pretty fast for a case to get reviewed and authorized. I've had way more serious cases take way longer. There is a difference how Washtenaw County handles these incidents and how Ann Arbor handles them. So that is the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm. Listen, it's an unfortunate mess, and it's one that still, at the end of the day, you ask yourself, why is he not been suspended by Michigan? Because he does have a felony charge, regardless if it's charge. The charge can be dropped in a week.
Yep.
Great. Then he's able to play in the CFP. But for right now, he does have a felony charge. I'm just surprised with that.